Snips and snails and puppy dog tails, sugar and spice and all things nice. That's not what kids are made of! Hello everyone, welcome to Fat Dad Slim Dad Parenting episode number 9, Temperament Part 1. We're getting into some real deep stuff now. Understanding temperament, as in yours, your children's, your friends, your families, will help you gain a better understanding on what makes them tick, what makes them want, what makes them need, and how they will act and react to just about every situation. Way back when we reviewed stages of development and developmental milestones, I mentioned temperament, and knowing and understanding temperament will help you through milestones, transitions, you name it. Understanding temperament and the temperament of your kids means you will be a more effective parent, period. Well, what is temperament? Temperament means a style of behavior. Some children get hungry and sleepy at regular times. Others are not so regular. Some children easily accept loud noises, bright lights, and new tastes. Others find them upsetting. Each child's style shows the child's temperament. And again, understanding this will help you understand your kids and help you appreciate and work with your kids' particular styles. When a baby is born, oh look how cute. The baby is born with an individual temperament. That baby will pretty much stay the same throughout all of childhood. Temperament has nothing to do with being smart or talented. It refers to the unique qualities a child is born with. My child was exhibiting certain behavior and now that's changed. Their temperament has changed. I'm sorry, that's wrong. Their temperament hasn't changed. Your child has learned to cope with a specific quality or characteristic or trait characteristic of their temperament. There are 9 specific characteristic traits in temperament. Those are, in no particular order, activity level, biological regularity, adaptability, approach withdrawal, physical sensitivity, intensity of reaction, distractibility, quality of mood, and persistence. Let's take a look at each of these one at a time. Activity level. How active is your kid? What's their normal activity level? Are they relatively sedate or do they always want to be on the move? Can your child sit still or is that really difficult for them to do? Also, does your child prefer quiet activities or being out and about, brash as they can be? Biological regularity. This trait refers to the predictability of biological functions, like going to the bathroom, having an appetite, and going to sleep. Does your child get hungry or tired at predictable times? Or is the child unpredictable in terms of hunger and tiredness? Adaptability. This characteristic trait is related to how easily the child adapts to transitions and changes. This characteristic trait is related to how easily the child adapts to transitions and changes, like changing activities. Does your child have difficulty with changes in routines? Or with transitions from one activity to another? Does the child take a long time to become comfortable with new situations? Approach withdrawal. This particular characteristic trait refers to a child's response to a new situation or strangers. Unlike adaptability, this is a new experience and not something they have currently experienced before. Does the child eagerly approach new situations or new people? Does your kid seem hesitant or resistant when faced with a new situation, new person, or a new thing? Physical sensitivity. This is related to how sensitive this child is to physical stimuli. It is the amount of stimulation, sounds, tastes, touch, temperature changes, the like, needed to produce a response in the child. Does too much or too bright sunlight have an effect? What about certain clothes? Does the child react positively or negatively to a particular sound? I can tell you from my personal experience growing up, I did not want to be in the car when we were on a drive where the sun was coming through the window. It bothered the heck out of me. Also, long sleeve sweatshirts constantly scratched the inside of my wrists. Next is intensity of reaction. Here we're looking at the overall reaction level or energy level of a response, whether positive or negative. Does the infant react strongly or loudly to everything, even relatively minor events? Does your toddler show a small amount of pleasure or dislike, or is extremely and strongly dramatically upset about something? Does your child get quiet when they get upset? Distractibility. This one's about how easy it is to distract a child, obviously. But you can also look at this as to how these kids pay attention when they're not particularly interested in an activity. Is the infant easily distracted by sounds or sights when drinking a bottle? Does your child become sidetracked easily when attempting to follow a routine or working on an activity? Can your teenager just not seem to concentrate at all? Next is quality of mood. This is the tendency to react to the world primarily in a positive or negative way. Does your kid see the glass as half empty or as half full? Is your child more focused on the positive aspects of life and generally in a happy mood? Or not so much, and everything is either dour or serious? Finally, persistence. This is how set your child is on completing a task or getting their point across. Does your kid continue to work on a puzzle when he or she has difficulty with it? Or does he or she just move on to another activity? Does your child wait patiently for something and will continue to wait until they get what they want? Will they be stubborn? Do they react strongly when they're interrupted from an activity and aren't able to finish? Persistence may also be called stubbornness, while others may call it perseverance. Now, all of these 9 characteristic traits make up a child's temperament. However, believe it or not, most children are separated into just 3 particular groups based on those traits. Those groups are friendly, feisty, and fearful. But they're also known as easygoing, spirited, or slow to warm. Well, stay tuned. We'll be covering those and what it all means in the next episode. And with that, if you've learned anything or have taken anything away, please like, subscribe, share, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, FDSD81, and you can also check out some of my other videos in case you've missed them. What I'd like you guys to do now is take a look at the 9 characteristic traits of temperament and see where your kids fall. How physically sensitive are your kids? How intense are your kids' reactions to something? And again, every child is different. As promised, we'll get to that in the next episode. But more, and most importantly, take care of yourself and your kids.